It's the Machine of Nonsense, episode 144. I know what you're thinking. The last episode was 144, right, Eric? No, it was 143. But if you didn't listen to that episode, you don't know. I'm your host, Eric, joined as always by Kayla.
144, coming at you now.
144, coming at you now. And Mike's with us.
Gobble, gobble. Forget Halloween, forget the spookies. It's November time. Here we are.
It is November
here already.
time. It's here already. It's almost November. It is the 29th, 30th of October as we record here. So we have to get to our What's Coming in November episode already. Snuck up on us. We got one Halloween-based episode in. That was episode 143, our last episode. Check that one out on YouTube or on your podcast feed if you haven't already. We played not only single legally distinct quiz show game of terror, but double legally distinct quiz show game of terror, as well as final legally distinct quiz show game. We did it all, and it's the video version is available on YouTube. I don't think we hyped the YouTube channel up enough. We've got our end of the year or Nonsense of the Year awards up there. We've got our playthrough-ish of Grounded up there.
We finished it. We beat it.
We did. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think we finished
Grounded
it.
for life.
We were grounded for life. So lot of good stuff there on YouTube. Go check it out, including episode 143. But this is episode 144, and this is what's coming up in November. Before we get to that, we should recap what we've been up to. I just got back from lovely Las Vegas. I was there. I was exhausted, and I'm ready to talk about all the things that I got to when I got back. It's been fun. Me and Kayla have been soaking up spooky season. We finished Fall of the House of Usher. Highly recommend it. Check it out.
Okay.
We had 2 episodes left by the time I came back, and for me, it didn't disappoint. How did you feel about how that wrapped up, Kayla?
I liked it. I would watch it. It's got some really I liked a lot of the stories and scenes and shit that goes down.
Yeah, I've described it as like Succession in a haunted house, and I think that's kind of the high level kind of overview of it, and it's quite good. Bruce Greenwood as Roderick Usher, kind of the main character / narrator of the show. Really, really good. I think Mike Flanagan, the creator, is known for his monologues. There's a lot of monologuing in all of his shows, Midnight Mass and whatnot. And there's one on lemons that I think I will be talking about at the end of the year. So,
shit.
Yes, there's a monologue on lemons. Really cool show. Really, probably the least. Like, there's some gruesome shit in it, but probably the least.
How much Jogurt we got in this?
There's at least a Jogurt worthy.
I think we're both thinking of the same Jogurt.
There's a couple. I mean, it's kind of Succession in a haunted house that meets Final Destination. Like,
that's a good call. That's a good
call. Because the episodes are titled after stories from Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you kind of have a frame of reference of that and shit like setting up and follow you. Like you're like, oh damn.
Gotcha.
Okay.
His stories don't end well, if you know anything of his works. Even if you know the base level of he doesn't tell nice stories. Really,
it's good.
Really
I really liked it.
Yeah, some great performances. And it's kind of Mike Flanagan's go-to cast. A lot of recurring from Midnight Mass and Bly Manor and Haunting a Hill House and all that. So really good. We also spooked it up. Kayla finished Resident Evil 4 Remake, and then I moved right into Separate Ways, the DLC for that, and that was really cool. Ada Ada's such a badass in that game, and just really, really cool. It remixes. I vaguely remember playing Separate Ways when it came out on like the PS2, but this feels like expanded, bigger in a lot of the same ways that like the remake did. I really liked. We were talking about yesterday about how really cool boss fight with like a centipede type enemy. There's some really cool stuff, and Ada's grappling hook just kind of turns that game on its head a little bit. There's a lot of verticality in it. It's used in boss battles and stuff. I think it's got all the same like trappings and feel and a lot of the same weapons from Resident Evil 4, but it remixes it in a really, really cool way. You beat Separate Ways, right, Mike?
Yeah. What did you guys feel like it was like a scenario B type situation for Resident Evil 4? Yeah, the Separate Way, the original one felt like a completely different kind of little path that Ada takes, and I liked what they did with this one, like having the two, interweave a bit.
Yeah, it was really cool. I even noticed some, like if you go off in certain areas, as you're exploring, you'll hear in the background like gunshots, and it's like Leon fighting the villagers or whatever, and stuff like that. So it's really cool. Yeah, like you said, they weave those two kind of narratives together, so you can kind of get a sense of like, okay, where is Ada? Where is Leon while Ada's doing X, Y, and Z? It's some really cool stuff there. And last but not least, just started Alan Wake 2.
Oh shit!
The GameSpot 10 there, and I think they might be right. We're about 2.5 hours in at this point, so it's very early on. But what I can say, it is maybe the most visually impressive game I've ever seen.
Wow.
Which is a lot coming right off of Resident Evil 4, because that's a pretty ass game.
Very
too.
pretty game as well.
Yeah.
It's Alan Wake is moody. Like, of course it is. That's like number one thing it's got going. But the visuals of the moodiness are just like really, really in detail.
Okay.
There's some really cool stuff. There's great lighting. That's one thing.
Got to when you're playing Alan Wake. I mean.
Oh yeah.
Again. Moody lighting.
And the foliage, you're in the Pacific Northwest again, looks really, really good. All the ground, the mud, and the water and all that. The character models look really, really good. The Saga Anderson, you start off as playing. I've heard you play as multiple characters and stuff. I would recommend what we did. We watched, there was like a 12-minute video on, I think it might have been GameSpot. On YouTube, but there's probably a bunch of recaps and stuff. I would recommend some sort of recap if you haven't recently played Alan Wake or Control for that matter, because it gets like we're 2.5 hours in, and there's already been references to both. A lot of references to both. There's no question that this is like direct sequel to Alan Wake 1 and direct sequel, I guess, or something with Control, like it's
right.
It's all connected in
the Remedy universe.
Exactly. Yeah. So, really, really good. Fought like the first kind of boss. I guess I would say, and combat is pretty. It's way more of that like older school. I would say it's like a RE2 remake in that like it's more.
Bad.
Get out of here, you're crazy.
That combat is bad.
No, I guess I don't mean like there's a dodge button, which like that's not RE2. So I think Alan Wake, the first one, had a dodge button, which it's very useful. But I guess I mean, like, it seems like resources are scarce. They have been so far, and enemies take a beating. You have to like,
they're spongy. Oh,
they're spongy in the sense that like you only have so many bullets, and I think it really matters that like there was an enemy we fought that had like weak points as an example.
Okay.
And that's going to be important, I think, to use your bullets wisely and stuff like that. Hit the weak points.
It's not a similar flashlight mechanic.
There is. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you do have to like break their shield basically with the flashlight.
See, I like that. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's been the combat so far. So you do the break the shield, and you can still use the flashlight also even after their like shield is broken to quickly stun them, like shine it in their eyes a little bit and maybe get some space and whatnot. Right. So yeah, the flashlight, that mechanic's still there. The batteries, You're picking up batteries.
That's right. You did have to manage a lot of meters in that.
It seems like there's a I wouldn't call it an RE4 inventory system, more of like a older school RE inventory system, because I've already gotten like an upgrade to like how many slots, how many items I can carry this early in the game. So I'm assuming that's going to be, you'll probably pick up a pack or something every once in a while to expand your inventory, and maybe you have to like be cognizant of how many healing items you're holding and stuff like that. It's got the healing mechanic from Last of Us as well, where you like equipped a healing item. You got various healing items, and you have to hold R2 to like kind of wrap your arm in a bandage or whatever else. Yeah. So there's like a kind of not a cooldown, but like a cool up or whatever I would call it.
You're vulnerable.
You're very vulnerable, right? Yeah, definitely. And so yeah, the combat it's a combination of, I think, like a lot. It's a little Alan Wake. It's a little Resident Evil. It's a little Last of Us. There's this cool, because you're an FBI agent, Saga Anderson. There's this mind place thing where you can it's really using the like SSD on the PlayStation quite well, because anywhere in the world, anytime you want, even if you're in combat, it says like don't do this while you're in combat because you will die. You can hit the center button, whatever that's called on the PlayStation pad, the trackpad or whatever, and immediately be like instantaneously taken to this like cabin in the woods kind of thing where Saga's got her Charlie Day board going on, with all the different clues of the cases, and you're piecing it together as the story's unfolding. So you're picking up various clues, and it seems like a lot of it is probably going to end up being like optional, because I've gone off into kind of like corners of the world. It's not open world, but it's kind of like wide in a lot of places, and I'll pick up like a clue, a weird like Blair Witch symbol will be like carved into a tree or something like that. And I feel like I didn't have to get that, but it expands the board. Like you go to the board, you take this like a little Polaroid picture of whatever, and you put it in specific places on the board, and it creates like this web of the case. And I'm thinking, I'm hoping it'll maybe upgrade you in some way, or maybe...
we did find one way that you collect like manuscripts and upgrade.
That's good call. Yeah, there is like in Alan Wake 1 where you were picking up the pages of the manuscript and it would like kind of tell you the future almost. That's in this one again. Right. But the more you pick up, you can use towards upgrades for your weapon. So yeah, so I think I need like a couple more and I can like upgrade my pistol or whatever else. Yeah, it's spooky as shit. It's very scary, moody, Kayla said. It's beautiful, and I'm hooked after 2.5 hours. I think all of the 9s and 10s that it's been getting at everywhere seem like okay. I see what people are talking about. Right off the bat. There's some humor. There's some weird Finnish humor in this this game, like the first one. I think they're leading into that like Twin Peaks of it all, and but it's working so far. We'll see if it gets annoying because they are very juxtaposed with like these horrible things that are happening. It starts off gruesome as fuck, honestly. But then like 20 minutes later, it's yucking it up, also. So
it does both quite a bit.
Yeah, but should I, Kayla? Should I spoil the special thing for you in this game?
No.
Ooh, what is it?
Okay, I won't.
Oh, no? Oh, okay.
No spoilers.
Right.
No spoilers on this episode. But Mike, once you
like
start playing it,
the setup wasn't as fun. I should have said it earlier. I thought about it earlier when we were talking about detail, but
yeah, you'll know, Mike, what we're talking about. But I don't know. Was that it that we've been up to lately, Kayla? I know you were catching up on The Crown lately.
Oh,
I watched a couple episodes, but I'm only in season 3. They're long. It's a long haul. But they're really good. They're really good.
Yeah.
Season 3 is when the queen is Sophia Coleman. So
Olivia Colman.
Colman.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Right. There's many different great British ladies on throughout.
There are very, very so true. Like it was very clairvoyant. I was like, damn, she's so good.
Yeah.
But now we got Olivia Colman. I'm like, damn, she's so good. We had Vanessa Kirby.
Vanessa Kirby. Yeah. Okay.
Vanessa Kirby, and Vanessa Kirby's like older self is Helena Bonham Carter. And damn, it's so good.
Matt Smith has already been.
Tobias or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Right?
What is that name?
Something like
Tobias
that.
Harris. That's a basketball player.
He is. Go Sixers.
I forget the guy's name. He played Edmure Tully in Game of Thrones. That guy. Tobias Menzies. That's his name. Yeah, it came to me. He's got a very unique kind of like look to him, so I think you'd know him. Probably not by name.
The case of the Menzies.
Yes.
I don't like. I don't like it, but.
Well, that's probably us. What you been up to, Mike? Five Nights at Freddy's, right? Maybe.
Yeah, we Calvin kind of got he let his brothers kind of psych him out over the movie, and he didn't want to go to the theater to see it. So we just kind of stayed in and we all watched it last night. And that movie should not be 2 hours long, I don't think. I think the suit, like the animatronics of the Freddy characters, are really good. I think the robots look really cool and spooky and stuff. And the stuff in the Chuck E. Cheese type place is cool. And I think it's that kind of perfect level of kid horror. In a way, it's not too gruesome. They always do like cutaways and stuff when the real
blood splatters the wall or something.
Yeah, you might see. Yeah, exactly.
Shadows.
Interesting.
And there's just a lot of story,
especially for a kids. I mean, it's geared towards kids. That's not really what
there's
you
a lot
wanna...
of like downtime stuff where you're not around the Freddy the animatronic characters at all, and you're not in that space. And
the drive.
I can definitely see kids like, where's my iPad? That's for sure. And
I need the deep lore. I don't know that the deep lore of Freddy and his friends.
Apparently, it's there. I mean, this thing has been around for a long time in that millennial internet. Kid Roblox land and all that stuff, Siren Head and all that stuff. I had until I met Selena, I was not in any of this shit, and then now I'm in it deep, but I still don't know a lot about it, and I don't even think the kids really know what's going on with it either. They just like what it is,
Right.
Like, oh, okay. Like us with Mortal Kombat or something.
Ooh,
I had no idea who all of this story that would become of these two ninjas that are yellow and blue, but I just thought they were the coolest.
Speaking of Mortal Kombat, just as an aside, saw several people dressed up last night as Mortal Kombat characters. I think Mortal Kombat is here to stay.
Oh yeah. That thing 11 sold so well, and I'm sure MK1 this year did really well, and it does me good to know that just the simpleness of and cleanness of those characters still lives on. Just just a ninja and a guy and a karate man and
I think it was
a guy with sunglasses.
Katana, Melina, and Sub-Zero were all represented. I think, Kayla.
Oh shit! That's
yes.
And this is at a bar, by the way. This was all
right.
Yeah, so
right.
yeah, it was.
And was there not Reptile, Sub-Zero, and
Sub-Zero was there? Yeah. A scorpion?
There wasn't a scorpion.
There might have been a scorpion.
Yeah, I think there was
might
a
have
scorpion.
been. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't have a Sub-Zero without a scorpion. That makes sense.
Right.
Shout out to the Rain players out there, like the purple ninjas.
Noob Saibot or nothing.
Oh hell yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that was Five Nights at Freddy's. I've Scavenger's Reign. I guess they're releasing those in 3-episode dumps every Wednesday. I want to say. Gobbled up this week's 3 episodes real quick, and that show's just so fucking cool. It's really neat. It's like Alex Garland is stamped so much on this stuff with the body horror with the science fiction kind of thing going on. So much like Annihilation vibes for me watching this. And I need to find out if they're gonna make it back to the Demeter. Like bad things just keep happening. This planet just hates life. And there's a lot going on with that whenever you finally watch it, of like the cycle of life and death on this planet is pretty interesting. And
you said they're like shorter episodes, right?
Yeah, I think they're all less than half hour.
Okay. Yeah, I think that might go up the list. That looks awesome.
And I was anticipating only one episode, and then it said like that, it had that little next episode bubble at the bottom, and I immediately hit it. And then when that bubble didn't pop up after episode 6, I was very sad. Because I wish I could just finish it. I kind of, this is not a week to week thing for me. I wish I could just binge this one. And it's after Castlevania being kind of mid. This is like the edgy adult animated show that's really working for me. Other than that, I've been destroying Mario Wonder. I'm almost done. I think today I could finish it.
Oh wow.
Really just digging that. That game is just, it has borrowed a lot from the great platformers that have already have come out in the last 10 years. A lot of Rayman in it, a lot of DK stuff in it, but just giving it that Mario twist.
How about in terms of other 2D Marios? Are you feeling stronger about this than, I don't know, Mario 3, for example? Something like that?
Maybe. I don't.
Okay.
Those are like Pantheon kind of things that invented.
Well, I didn't say World, I started with 3, I thought.
Right. I love that this is more of a direct thing from those. Just the creativity of it all. Those new Mario games, they were just like they were made by a computer or something. They just inputted like all of the Mario stuff and just it spit out like just this clean kind of, I don't know. It just didn't have what like 3 and World have and Yoshi's Island. Because this game is just, it's taken that touch fuzzy, get dizzy thing from Yoshi's Island, which was just one level, and really like, what if we did that in every level?
And it works. It doesn't get boring or anything. It doesn't get.
it really has been something different
Nice.
in every level, pretty much, and but that is where you notice, like, oh, okay, this thing is like a Donkey Kong thing, or that was done really well in Rayman, and it's doing it well here too. That it's a lot of them are direct references to previous Mario stuff. Like this is like a 2D Mario Galaxy level kind of thing, or and stuff like that. There's a lot of just really small missions that'll pop up in the world map that just give you one. They're just for one wonder seed, and it's just music. It's just like a song. You're collecting coins to the song, to the beat of a previous Mario song, and then it plays it all, and you get a wonder seed at the end. There's no enemies. There's no difficulty at all, and Mario games do a really good job of just paying homage to themselves lately, and I'm all for that. I eat that stuff up, and excited to see how this one ends and how crazy it gets.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
But am very eager to play Alan Wake. I'll probably start that tomorrow. I think that's about it. I haven't really seen any other movies or keeping up with, Our Flag Means Death, all the other stuff. Loki episode 4 kind of has me back.
Okay.
On track. Have you guys seen that one yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are you guys now on Loki? Let's take
know your pulse on it, Kayla.
See, episode 4 was kind of probably the first time where I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Mm-hmm.
Too much.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The timelines, the multiple timelines overlapping each other gets me confused.
I liked how episode 4 introduced kind of maybe how they're getting away from Jonathan Majors, maybe. So it seems to me like there's at least going to be something substantial in this show. Going
I'd say
forward.
the way it ends is
quite
like, whoa,
right,
okay,
right.
okay,
yeah. I'm eager to see how that, because there is a huge cliffhanger kind of at the end of this one, and eager to see
I've really liked it up until now, and not that I'm not liking it, but I didn't have any really issues with like the first couple. I was hooked. I was into it.
See, I thought it was kind of just spinning its wheels a lot in those, and it was a lot of just, Kikwi Kwan or what, just saying the most ridiculous stuff, and his aura doesn't match the vortex of time tubularness, and
right?
Shit like that, and it's what?
There is so much of that. Yeah, I've really liked episode 1 and 3 and then 2 and 4 have been a little more like, I think I'm feeling maybe some similar stuff to you, Kayla. I liked how 4 ended. That was like a what the fuck moment kind of thing. So I'm like, yeah, I'm torn. I've been kind of riding a roller coaster. I will say, like, I really like that world. I really like Owen Wilson. I like the 3 plus Kiwi Kwan, I guess, but like Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston and gosh, I don't know her name's like Sophia DiMartino, maybe, I think, the Sylvie. The 3 of them, they're dynamic, and I think, problematic stuff aside, I think I kind of dig what Jonathan Majors is doing, just like hamming it up, being weird and stuff.
Yeah, he's a good actor. You can see how aggressive he is on scene.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot for me to like overall, and it's just I hope I can have another, like, I hope episode 5 is, I come out of that feeling the same way I did with like 1 and 3.
Do we know how many episodes there are?
It's only 6, I believe. I think there's only 6 episodes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure of that. So
we haven't gotten too much like Loki and Sylvie interactions. Not a whole lot.
This episode had it though. I thought there was some really good performances around in that one, which is impressive when it's this like kind of ridiculous thing that they're having these like really good performances in. Hats off to them for being able to pull that off. I hope this can just, I don't know, land the plane in a satisfying way somehow.
Confirmed.
We'll
Six episodes, so we got two more.
Okay.
I kind of like that though. Don't bloat it. Just wrap it up.
Seems like
You're right.
Like if the next two are at least like 50-ish minute, 45, 50-minute episodes or something, I feel like they could do it.
Just tell Loki's story. That's what we're here for. That's the title. That's what we're doing. That's what I'm in.
That's one thing. Loki just seems like he doesn't even need to be there this season. It is just a lot of him using force push, a lot of things with little green smoke, and him just trying to calm everyone else down. And that's really it.
He put that guy in a box.
He did.
Yeah. The interrogation scene was something for Hiddleston to chew on, and he does have that thing with, but it is a lot of that, him just trying to just make people like relax.
Yeah, it is a lot of that.
Yeah, he went from like being completely disoriented with the entire world in the first one, and you followed him through that to like he kind of feels like he knows everything now. He's good.
There is no more.
He's the president
for him, unfortunately.
Yeah,
and that first season was a lot. It was like, he gets a full arc in that, and it's interesting that he doesn't have a lot to do in this one.
It's interesting with like the Control parallels we always make with that, because it feels like a little bit like Jesse Faden at the end of Control becoming the all-seeing, all-doing, president of the FBC or whatever else. Sorry, spoilers for 19's Control or whatever. 2017? God, how old is that game at this point? 2018? Whatever. Great game. Go play it, guys.
2002?
Yeah, 2002's Control. If there's nothing else, I guess we can get to November.
Let's do it.
So we had 19. Mike made a nice addition, so we got it to 20. 20 always feels really good. So 20 things that are coming to your screens in November 2023. Starting with RoboCop, Rogue City, coming to next gen, PC, and or next gen. It's the gen. It's 3 years into the gen. It's coming to PS5, the Series, the Xbox Series, and PC and Switch. Apparently, it's got a Switch logo here on my thing, which is surprising. This is coming November 2nd.
I watched the trailer and seeing those character models, I'm like, yeah, this is a Switch game. I could see.
Yeah, the character models were nothing to write home about, but I thought the action, the shooties, and the like destruction, it looked like there's a big element of like you're shooting through pillars and walls and stuff like that, and particles are flying and stuff. That looked pretty cool to me. I'm not a huge RoboCop guy. I don't think I ever got those movies. Maybe I need to watch them again, because I know they're like they're hyper violent and everything, but like that's not the point. It's more all about police.
It's the Starship Troopers of action film, before Starship Troopers. Like it was a lot
it's
of
the same dude, right? Like it's
Paul Verhoeven, right?
Right. Yeah. So there's some really subtle political leanings and stuff. So maybe that'll come out. But I thought the like combat looked like was kind of the reason I put it on here. It looked really cool, like really like well done. I don't know the studio or anything else. I think this is like some indie, right? I don't think anyone's attached to this.
I think it is. They had a big demo recently with Steam Next Fest, and people really kind of dug the demo. I'm interested to see if the game was just a really fun demo. Like you could have a fun 15 minutes with this.
Yeah.
Can it be a 8-hour, shooter campaign? But who knows? Just if they could make it fun to just be RoboCop and kill bad guys. It seems like you're going to be fighting a lot of just like other robots, though, which I don't know how satisfying that is compared to actual like gangs of dudes like in the movies and stuff.
Do you think you get to shoot a dude in the dick?
I know you do. Yes, that is of course they're going to hit all of those infamous beats for sure, and a lot of like Visor, Metroid Prime kind of stuff going on. Of course, it's a first person view, and you're scanning shit and all that kind of thing. Able to just kick dudes through walls and stuff. The action does look pretty neat, but yeah, hope it can be cool. We need stuff like this to just pop out. B/C level stuff that's just cool and fun.
Yeah, you don't get enough of it. Yeah, so that's RoboCop Rogue City coming to PS5, PC, Switch, and Xbox Series November 2nd. The next day, November 3rd, we get a couple of interesting things, starting with WarioWare Move It coming to the Switch, another WarioWare game. The thing that really popped for me on this one is the co-op. There's mainline co-op on it. I mean, those games have always been great party games and 4 players and stuff like that, but like it looks like you can play through, I don't know if it's all the story or there's not necessarily story, but the main crux of the game. It seems like you can be played co-op, which seems really cool. I mean, those games are unique. You're doing all these weird moves and just these weird mini games, and that seems like adding a partner to that and trying to do it cooperatively adds a really cool wrinkle to that. You're a big WarioWare guy in general, right, Mike?
Love the series. Very excited for this one. It looks like a direct sequel to the Wii one, Smooth Moves. A lot of forcing you to actually get up and, pretend to be an elephant or, like pretend, it has instead of like to me, the mini game that I always think of when WarioWare comes up is the picking the nose one. Like, lining up the finger to go into the nostril, and this one you are lining your arms.
Physically at home.
So you're not just pressing a button; you're actually having to line up your arms to fit into the irregular sized nose. And I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a great pairing with Jackbox 10. And I want to have, a gathering, and let's do it. Let's do some Wario and some Jackbox for sure.
Yeah, what was the last one that came, like last year or the year before? What was that one called?
Oh, yeah, that one was okay. It's probably my least favorite one.
Right. That was the first one you had ever played, right, Kayla?
Yeah.
And we all got together and played that one.
Yeah, that one was different. It had you playing as the characters, and they tried to give each character a different kind of mechanic.
Yeah.
This one is just like, let's just focus on the fun of the mini games and your interaction with them, and more back to basics for WarioWare, and I think it'll be a lot better.
Return to form, hopefully.
Yeah.
Next up on November 3rd, What Happens Later? This was a Kayla edition here coming to theaters. This is a classic rom-com in so much as it even stars Meg Ryan. I mean, coming back in a big way. So Meg Ryan, David Duchovny reuniting in an airport terminal, it seems, after a long kind of absence from each other's lives. And this just seems like a classic. I mean, me and Mike talk about all the time, like a One Fine Day type setup. They don't make them like this anymore, right? Like,
they don't make them like this anymore. So I'm like, all right, I wanna see what it is. What are they like now? Give me that.
I mean, she's the queen of this genre, Meg Ryan. With Harry Met Sally, Sleepless in Seattle, and the trailer gives you that tagline. Of course, Meg is directing this, which is kind of cool.
That is cool.
And cool to see her. She was like such a crush of mine growing up, and cool to see Duchovny. He's kind of making a splash again. He was in that Pet Sematary prequel that came out recent, and this could be cool. Like that kind of like we're trapped in one place kind of thing. We're stuck together thing. Could be neat. This is theaters, right? What was it?
Yeah, this is coming to theaters. I'm assuming this will be a short theater run, and then probably it'll be streaming somewhere. Probably easy to get. This seems like a Paramount Plus or some kind of thing. After Showtime
for sure.
Yeah. But so that's what happened later. What happens later, coming to theaters November 3rd. The next one, the Marsh King's Daughter, coming to theaters also same day, November 3rd. This one really intrigued me. This is starring Daisy Ridley and Ben Mendelsohn. This is like a kind of a classic thriller. The idea is that it seems like Ben Mendelsohn is Daisy Ridley's father, estranged father. She hasn't really told anyone, like she's got a husband and stuff. She seems to be living a normal life. But as a child, she was in a cult or something, lived in the woods, lived in the marshes with her father, known as the Marsh King, who was like this just wild survivalist or something, possibly a murderer as well. It seems like there's some real cult shit going on. And he comes back into her life in a big way now that she's got a daughter and a happy life and stuff. And it seems like it's going to wind up being kind of a fight in the marsh between Daisy Ridley and Ben Mendelsohn climax. And it just looks cool. I want to see after Star Wars. I want to see Daisy Ridley do something. I thought she was, really good. Came on the scene in Force Awakens, and I got high hopes for her, and I think Ben Mendelsohn's like a weirdo, and I think he could do a weird part like this. So
absolutely,
I thought this looked really cool. Me and Kayla just ran by the trailer. What did you think of it, Kayla?
Well, it looks creepy. It shows it in the trailer. He escapes from prison, the Marsh King. He's in prison for, like, kidnapping someone.
He kidnapped Daisy's mother. And
right. Right. And then Daisy was born in there, so...
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of weird stuff going on. Tattooing your daughter with, like needles and ink and stuff, and branding her. And,
creepy. Real creepy.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think Ben is going to be a person we like.
No.
And he keeps doing like cat and mouse stuff, leaving her kind of hints, like leaving little Blair Witch trinkets, True Detective stuff in the daughter's dollhouse and things like that. And looks like we're going to get like Eric said, a Benicio del Toro, Tommy Lee Jones, The Hunted kind of battle in the woods at the end. And could be neat. This one is theaters again.
Theaters again,
I'm interested to see if either of those are successful or not.
Throwback type movies, right? Like that don't do well in theaters anymore.
I think maybe if you wait till that Thanksgiving holiday, these might be available to you, the viewer. So
yeah, definitely think. I could see
one. It will be available to us, though.
Yes, indeed. Quiz Lady coming to Hulu. The smart move, right?
Yes.
Good, Kayla. I know you're really excited for this one. This is Awkwafina and Sandra Oh playing Neeson and Aunt. Is that their? I
thought they were sisters.
Are they sisters?
I think they're sisters.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Sandra Oh's the title Quiz Lady, right? Like she's
Well, Aquafina's the quiz lady.
Oh, okay, I got it
Yeah, I
completely
think
backward
so.
then.
Yeah,
Man.
Sandra Oh looks like
She's a bit of a con artist, let's say.
yeah, type of gal who's hasn't put the party life past her, it seems, and Aquafina's kind of just kind of a spinster type, never left the nest type of gal, and they're trying to raise money to save the mom, I think, right?
The mother has gambling debts. Yeah.
Oh,
that she needs to
there we
pay
go.
off.
There we
Yeah.
go. Yeah. I saw the trailer a bit ago. I was trying to remember, but in order to get the money for these debts, Sandra Oh comes up with the idea of Aquafina taking her to this game show that she's apparently like Rain Man at, and knows the answers to every fucking answer, and looks like a road trip antics mixed with fun game show antics. The game show's hosted by Will Ferrell as well. I'm sure he's gonna be giving it, his full Alex Trebek from SNL type.
Yeah, he's got that part down.
You're right. And I'm excited to watch it. I love Aquafina. I would like to see her in everything I watch.
Same.
Probably. I think she could do a lot more than this kind of movie. And if this is all she's gonna get, I will take it.
Yeah, I think we all kind of have season tickets at this point for Aquafina.
She's fun.
Yeah, I'm just worried about how many more seasons she's got. I want her to have more.
You know what?
We'll see. Yeah.
Shang-Chi.
It seems like
no
a perfect
kissy.
opportunity for her.
I hope so. But after I don't know if you guys seen The Farewell and just how awesome she is in that, and just how good that movie is, and then just ever since it seems like she's just been the quirky sidekick. But oh well.
So that's Quiz Lady coming to Hulu November 3rd. It's going to be way more successful than everything coming to theaters. We called it.
Boom.
November 9th, we get another Yakuza. A Like a Dragon game. This is a draft pick from very weird series, a draft pick from Aaron. So I think this might wrap up his draft for the video game draft. So we'll see where Aaron lands. But this is Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. This is coming to last gen, all the Xbox One, PS4, as well as PS5 and Xbox Series and PC, November 9th. I know very little about the Yakuza / Like a Dragon series, but if you get the title, it's about organized crime in Japan throughout various eras. Seems like they go between more classical stuff and more modern stuff, but very much steeped in the Japanese culture and the crime culture of that world, but with a very madcap kind of sense of humor and uniquely Japanese in that sense, I think.
Yeah, so this one is they've done a lot. The series has gone through so many it just keeps rising up and up and up the last few years with Yakuza 0, then Yakuza 6, and then they making the switch to the full stop Like a Dragon. It's not going to be called Yakuza over here anymore. And this follows the main character. This is Kiryu again, who was the main character through all of those Yakuza games up until 7.
He erased his name.
Right. He is no longer mixed in the mob or whatever. He is a secret agent now. And getting in, but still crossing paths with his old life kind of stuff, I think. And yeah, so then the next one, which is there's another one of these coming up early 2024, that will be back with Ichiban from the proper Like a Dragon 7. And I need this game to suck. So Aaron did not get a lot of points with this. So I hope it's a 7 or something.
We can all hope that Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, is a solid 7. November 9th. Next day, on the 10th, we get a bunch of stuff. Starting with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. This is a remake of, you guessed it, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. A reimagining. They've done this now with, you guessed it, Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 2. I played the first one. Modern Warfare 1 remake or whatever. The naming conventions are ridiculous. Because that's a remake of Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, if you're following at home. That being said, weird names and all of that. Really, really good game, that first one. Really enjoyed it. At least the single-player campaign. Always love the single-player campaigns in these games. It's a solid, 6 hours of, big time Michael Bay-esque action games, first-person shooter games, and they always look phenomenal. They take advantage of, all of the next-gen hardware and everything, and I'm sure this one's going to be great, and eventually it's going to come to Game Pass. So that's going to be even more wonderful because Activision has been purchased now for $70 billion by Microsoft. So, that's all there is to say. We'll see the, conclusion of what Captain Price and Soap and all those boys, what they're up to. So, Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 again.
I'm shocked none of us drafted that because that's going to be easy, 10 points.
Yeah, that's. There's no chance that's under an 80, meta score or whatever.
Next year, I think, because we were eating high on the hog with this draft. If we do it again next year, we're all going to have to keep that little trinket in mind, because who knows how many games we'll be able to really draft next year.
They're all this year.
Right.
Goodness gracious. Same day, November 10th, coming to Paramount Plus with Showtime, which I think just means Showtime. I don't know anymore. But The Curse. This is A24's first TV series production, starring Emma Stone and what's the comedian's name? I forget.
Nathan something.
Nathan Fielder, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen any of his stuff. I know some people love him, some people hate him.
I hate him.
Okay, then that's fine. But
really?
I love Emma Stone. So, and she's the real deal.
But that guy, though, that Nathan guy, I almost put myself on my top 5 disappointed because I watched 3 episodes of that fucking show that he had that people loved last year, and I'm like, what am I doing? This is terrible. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
He just does awkward, cringe comedy, right? He just gets people in weird scenarios and stuff. Is that the idea?
Yeah, that show has a really weird pit. It's a lot of just awkward stuff, and
doesn't like that.
Don't like that very much. And I just didn't even like the whole wrappings of that show. It starts out as it's very meta, and it's a thing that turns into a thing that it was really this thing all along. And no, I don't like you, but I like Emma.
Curse, maybe.
Yeah, I like Benny Safdie as well.
Yeah,
he's interested, and he's having a cool year. He's kind of done directing with his brother. He just wants to focus on acting. I thought he was very good in Oppenheimer. So I would like to see what he does in this too. I don't know. I'm torn.
Love that song. So I don't think we said exactly what The Curse is, but it seems to be like a. You mentioned the word meta earlier. It seems to be like a meta commentary on house flipping shows, that kind of thing. But it looks like Emma Stone and Nathan Fielder, if we got his name right, are one of those house flipping couples you see on your HGTV kind of thing, but they are getting in over their head in a lot of ways. It seems like it feels to me like a very much similar in tone to, and now I'm not thinking for the name. What was that show that I really liked, Kayla, last year? I think it was last year with Steven Yen and
The Beef.
Beef, that was this year.
Beef. That was this year. Beef was
That's this year.
That was
Yeah,
like
shit.
just this summer.
I'm still trying to
Wow.
finish that.
So what was that show that I really love that will definitely be on my top 5 at the end of the year with Steven Yen? Anyway, The Curse is giving me Beef vibes in a big way, but it's Emma Stone. So I've got season tickets, I think, for her in the same way with Awkwafina. Maybe I can get over, maybe because I have no frame of reference for Nathan Fielder, I can just get over that. I won't have to, but that's The Curse, November 10th. Also November 10th, The Marvels. Coming, I think this is pushed back several times, coming to theaters, but we're finally getting this one. This is the team up we asked for, maybe. Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and Quantum Lady. What is her name?
Rambo?
Maria Rambo. Faison, Donald Faison, I think is her. No, Quasar. She's got a superhero name, but I don't think anyone knows it.
No. I wish I knew what her character was named in Who Cloned Tyrone. I would have.
Yes. But 3 really great actors portraying these characters, and the tone, at least of like the trailers we've seen, is really great. I'm excited to see more of Miss Marvel. I wish I had her name in front of me. I don't have her name, but I really liked the Miss Marvel show. It was a little uneven, but I liked her in it. I liked her. I thought she was really, really cool, and she also seems really great on social media, and just goes to comic shops and meets fans and stuff. And she just seems like a real kind of breath of fresh air, and I think that's what Marvel needs. In the same way as Tom Holland kind of jumping on the scene and young new blood into Marvel. I would hope that I looked up her name. It's Iman Vellani is Miss Marvel's name. I'm excited. I hope this movie's really good. I hope she's really good in it, and I hope she gets to play with Brie Larson, what is an Oscar winner, right? So, just get to play in the big leagues in a big way. I think. I'm excited for that.
Yeah. What are they up against in this? They're just fighting Kree people or something.
Kree people,
whatever?
it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is okay. I mean, they gotta take their step back. They gotta if they can just, again, just take a little story, tell us the little story. It doesn't have to be bloated with all kinds of shit. What did you say her name was, Miss Marvel?
Iman Vellani.
Iman Vellani, I find super charming, and I think Tom Holland is a really good, comp to that, because she's just fun and young, and she brings such an energy to the scene of being a fan of Captain Marvel, just like Tom Holland and Peter Parker with Tony Stark. I think the trailer is the best trailer that I've seen in a while. I think it's super pumped up. They layer it with intergalactic BC Boys music, and it's such a just power up, beaten ass girl power fucking thing. I'm excited for it. My excitement is, of course, dampened or restricted, but
right.
They really could. She can ham it up. She can carry it. They keep it nice and just plant a seed at the end. I just want an after credit scene that looks at something. It doesn't have to be in the movie at all. It's just a separate ways, a little B stories happening in the same time. Show me a little clip of that, and we're good. Move on.
All right.
Guardians of the Galaxy is a singular thing. It's hard to ever compare anything to Guardians, but that was just like a bunch of weirdos in space with good music and fighting Kree, right? Like that was kind of like, at least that first one. So I guess just steal from that as much as you can.
Yeah, do that.
And we'll be okay. Maybe. So the reason I couldn't think of Monica Rambeau or like aliases, she's got a bunch. I guess at some point she becomes Captain Marvel. She's also known as Monica Marvel, Sun Goddess, Lady of Light, Spectrum, Daystar, Photon, and Pulsar. So I think one of those is probably where I think I called it
familiar
Quasar.
with Spectrum from Marvel Snap. Yeah,
Okay.
I think Spectrum's kind of her normal alias. Yeah,
got it. So yeah, so we'll see. I think it's three really cool, really interesting leads in that one, and we'll see where it goes. I mean, Marvel's been we've covered it. I mean, Marvel's been in a tough place lately, so
in a rut.
I need something. Please give me something, guys. And hopefully it can be the Marvels.
I think they need to. I know in this episode of Loki, Sylvie's idea of just burn it all down and start over. Yeah. I'm kind of on her side with that. I don't know if this is fixable, but they're gonna try.
There's probably an opportunity to do it in short order if they really wanted to. I think you could make that compelling of just like killing people off and and then you just bring in the X-Men and your Fantastic Four and all your new folks.
That timeline died.
Right.
Here we are. I knew.
It turned into spaghetti.
They got it.
Right?
They got it.
I dig it. So that's the Marvels. Come to theaters November 10th. Netflix on the same day is getting The Killer. This is David Fincher, right? And this is Michael Fassbender in the lead role as The Killer. Fassbender needs some wins, I think, and not just in his racing career. I think
might have two this month.
Yes, I agree. We'll talk about something else here, but this looks really good. It's a contract killer who, I guess, finds morals, finds anxiety in what he's been doing, and pulled into one last job, right? But yeah, David Fincher doesn't miss. I don't know what's a miss on a David Fincher. I don't know.
Club for me. I'm not a Fight Club guy.
You think Fight Club's a miss? Like just a straight up bad movie?
Maybe not bad, just not good.
Gotcha. Wow.
For me.
Wow. If you want to go overrated, that's fine. I love Fight Club, but people talk about it maybe too much. Wow. Well, anyway, The Killer though.
I'm excited for this. Blank Check Pod has been doing a series on Fincher lately. They're up to I think the next one will be Social Network. I think that'll release today, and it's just got me really excited for Fincher stuff. And it seems like people are still excited about Fincher stuff because a lot of this stuff in this month has reminded me of Fincher. Marsh King and the next thing we talk about seem to be heavily influenced by the Finch man.
Good call.
And I agree with Fassbender. I loved, after seeing him in X-Men First Class, I was like, man, this is my guy. Holy shit. And I don't know, he's just been
struggling.
Yeah, and a lot of swings and misses from Fassbender for me, and
not necessarily his acting, just his projects, right?
Yeah.
Bad projects.
He was in that. I wanted that's the Snowman or whatever that piece of shit was. I really was like, fuck yeah, Fassbender in a Fincher type movie, and now he's finally in a Fincher movie, and I hope it's great. I hope Fincher has found a new muse in Fassbender, and Fincher can make more movies more often.
That'd be great. Harry Hole, the main character of the Snowman. Harry Hole is the gentleman's name.
I can see Fincher using that name.
Apparently, there's not to get too deep into the Snowman, but there's like a series of like novels with that character, like 20 of them or something, and like that.
Oh.
That film was based on like the 14th or something of those like 20 novels. Right. So you're supposed to kind of like know the character and like know the world and stuff. But yeah, that movie was bad.
Not everyone's McMurtry, you know. Not everyone can just create epic detective novels forever and ever and ever.
No. But The Killer coming to Netflix November 10th. You don't have to set foot in a theater. November 14th, Mike mentioned it, a very Fincher-esque type show here. A Murder at the End of the World coming to Hulu on November 14th. I got Fincher vibes from this. I got Ex Machina vibes. You mentioned Alex Garland earlier, mostly because of the location. So the title tells it right there. It seems to be maybe Alaska or the Yukon, some kind of very snowy, isolated area where there's seems like a single building that they're conducting some sort of research, social experiment, something to that effect. They don't give away a lot of like what is going on, other than there is a murder.
Very confusing.
In this like very isolated place. So yeah, that just feels to me like Ex Machina. Like take a character, put him in the most isolated possible place in the world, and just fuck with him in a lot of ways. But yeah, just looks creepy, and I think the trailer's really cool. It doesn't give away too much in the way that a lot of trailers do.
Don't give away anything.
Yeah.
It's not giving you much. Cool to see Clive Owen. I love Clive. So.
Yes, he should do more. Me and Kayla both said that after the trailer. We're like, oh man, Clive Owen should work more.
Yeah,
he should at least do voice work. He's got just a phenomenal voice. Like,
sure. I like his voice.
So he's the Oscar Isaac-esque in Ex Machina. Seems like he's running the show at whatever this place is. It seems like some the menu vibes as well. It looks like there's like
he's gathering people to his play. Yeah, and murders afoot.
A lot of good stuff. A lot of good references, at least. So that's A Murder at the End of the World, coming to Hulu, November 14th. We get Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, coming to Netflix, November 17th. And it looks to be just a straight, like almost shot-for-shot anime remake of the Scott Pilgrim movie. Yeah. Which, let's bring up meta again. The graphic novel turned into video game, turned into movie, now turned into anime based on all of those things, right? Do I have the chronology right there?
Yes, you do.
I'm not checking you.
Right.
I believe you.
Pretty wild. Pretty interesting that like Scott Pilgrim stuff just keeps getting made and whatnot, or remade. And all the original voice cast, I believe, is coming back. Or, well, they were the cast, and now they're the voice cast. So they
came back to re-record, yeah. And that cast at that time was not what it is now. Everyone from that cast has like tripled up on their success, and at the time Kieran Culkin was really like the lowest build. Now he might be towards the top since Succession and such, and Brie Larson,
Aubrey Plaza,
yes, yeah, and
she's doing things now. She was like not working, it seemed like you wouldn't see her and stuff, and now I'm like, oh, there she is.
Yeah, I think she was like in this and Funny People, and then she was in Parks, and then her career took off. And,
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Oh yeah. Sarah, of course, as the title character, and I don't love that Edgar Wright movie. There was a lot of hype over that in my friend group, over the graphic novels, how great they were, and how great this movie is going to be. I don't know. It all kind of. I don't know. The gamer references were cool, but I don't know. I just didn't like it. And I'm going to give this a shot. I hope to really like it. And I like that game a lot. They're bringing the music from Anna Monoguchi into this as well. That soundtrack's one of the all-time best. And it should be really good. I like the way that the graphic novels. I've only seen like covers and stuff. I've never read them, but I like that style. I like the way it looks. I like the way the game looks, and I hope it's great.
Netflix animation right now is really
Stop. Yeah,
I
really
like
good.
It. I do really like what they're doing over there.
Are you hungry for it?
I could I could say I am hungry for it. What a transition. Kind of like the Hunger Games, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, coming to theaters November 17th. We don't have to talk about this too much. I just thought it's very surprising. We're getting another one of these. Sans any of like the original. This is a prequel, I believe. I think it's the origin story of the Hunger Games. I think I saw 3 of the 4 of the Hunger Games, the original run, and thought they were solid. I like the concept, the Battle Royale concept. It's all the rage in video games.
But they do that once. They do that concept once, and then that's never really part of the movies after that, right?
So they do it twice. I think it's the first movie, and then like half of the second movie is like another tournament, I believe.
Yeah,
and then it becomes a post-apocalypse fight
rebellion.
For survival. Yeah, rebellion movie. Right. Yeah, a Star War, if you will.
Right.
But yeah,
and this is a prequel to Donald Sutherland's character, who is like President Evil guy of Hunger Games.
That's his name.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it. You got the name on first go. Right. I was struggling with Monica Rambeau, but you got President Evil guy one go. That's very impressive.
Yeah, because Philip Seymour Hoffman was like Vice President Evil guy or something like that, and they got him to fucking make like 4 of those movies.
The casts in those were pretty phenomenal. I mean, like some of them were like younger actors who hadn't really broke in and stuff, but yeah, they had some good pulls on those.
They really wanted to get the audience that Harry Potter was leaving behind at that point, because those movies were ending and it seemed like this was going to, and it was, the movies were pretty successful. I remember they were really, everyone was trying to like, yeah, this is going to be the next huge thing. Like, let's sign up for this.
Yeah. Interested to see where that goes. So that's why it's there. The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, coming to theaters November 17th. Next Goal Wins was teased earlier, coming to theaters same day, November 17th. This is the next film from Taika Waititi, starring Michael Fassbender. We mentioned that. I didn't realize this has been in production for like a very long time. I've been hearing about this movie for like forever. I been in a weird like production hell kind of thing, and I'm glad it's finally coming out. I didn't realize that there's like a bunch more. Like the cast is really interesting. I heard Taika Waititi and Michael Fassbender, and it's a historical soccer movie. I guess it's like mildly based on true events, but not really. It's like
the worst soccer team in history, kind of.
Right. So a Cool Runnings-esque, I think, is what.
Like, not only do they do not win ever, they never even score ever. They've never gotten up with it. Yeah,
like just a really fun concept. But yeah, we got Rhys Darby in this one. Again, reuniting with Taika. We got Will Arnett, Caitlin Dever. I mentioned I really liked that movie with her recently. Luke Hemsworth, Elizabeth Moss. So it's got a little bit of a cast behind it.
Oh, yeah.
And I want Taika to rebound from Thor: Love and Thunder in a big way. And I hope it's this. Hope he can score.
Selena and I love Hunt for the Wilder People. We watched that recently. Taika's second movie. Just great film, and I want him to do that again. And he's out of the Marvel machine, hopefully. If this could be more like that, like JoJo. And am I nuts for loving JoJo?
I love JoJo.
You're not nuts. That's a great movie.
I love it.
People don't like it.
Nah, they're
They're silly.
Well, yes, they are.
People don't like Forrest Gump. Fuck those people. You know?
Fuck those people. I'm sorry, Count Fantasy. I love you.
I know.
But I don't know. I want Taika to just make another fun comedy again, and if this could be it, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's exciting. Yeah, so that's Next Skull Wins, coming to theaters November 17th. Same day, it keeps on rolling. Monarch, Legacy of Monsters, coming to Apple TV. This is a continuation of the Monarch trilogy, I believe, at this point.
Of course it is.
You know and love it. It's a continuation of the stories we've seen with like Godzilla and Kong. Monarch is the organization behind those. So we got our Skull Island, we've got our Godzilla, 2014, the Bryan Cranston one, if you will.
Of course.
And this looks kind of cool. It's got both of the Russells, Kurt and Wyatt, in this one.
They play the same person, I think, right?
I think you're right.
Oh, him as a younger man and him as an older man. Yeah, that's interesting. That part is interesting enough for me to see because I liked Wyatt Russell in Winter Soldier Man, so I want to see him do more.
Yes, Dr. Evil.
Man,
Winter
you guys keep getting these names right on the first try. It's really good.
Hell yeah, that's why we're professionals.
You are professionals, yes. Yes, you are. Oh boy.
And then vendors don't fuck around, all right?
Right.
We know
man. So Monarch Legacy of Monsters, it's a continuation of that, the mythology around all that. I liked that first Godzilla movie was like fine. I think there was some cool like visual stuff there. I like Godzilla versus Kong. I like Kong Skull Island. And I like that they're trying to do stuff with those properties, and they've hit in ways that like a lot of the other Universal monster stuff has really not in a big way. Any of the stuff they're trying with Dracula or stuff they've been trying with Mummy and stuff like that. I think there's a decent place for these like kaiju movies or what have you and all that. I'm into it.
Maybe this is what those movies should have been the whole time, like a different Titan every week kind of thing. They've already shown like we got Godzilla coming up out of the water. He's going to be coming up out of the sand. He's going to be coming out of a giant pile of poo or something. Like,
right.
That seems to be what they're going for. Like, oh no, kaiju attack us. Oh, Godzilla comes. Oh, Godzilla's been following us this whole time.
Spoilers, he shows up, guys. He show up.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was weird to see the like de-aged John Goodman in the trailer as well. There's like some references to Skull Island and stuff. Maybe we'll get John C. Reilly.
Oh,
who knows?
Be still my heart. I hope so. Yeah. Best part of a good movie.
Absolutely.
So that's Monarch Legacy of Monsters coming to Apple TV November 17th. The final thing on November 17th is, last but not least, Super Mario RPG coming to Switch. What would you? Are we calling this a remake or just a remaster? What are we calling this?
Tell us, Nintendo man.
I go full remake. It's a full graphical overhaul. They're adding like a weird special meter now that you build up in battle, and you do like a tri attack, like a tri tech from Chrono Trigger in a way, which was not in the original game at all. It seems like there's a lot of new cutscenes added with that, and just cutscenes in general, new stuff like that. So I would go full remake.
Full remake.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, who drafted this one? This was you, Kayla, right?
Kayla's pick, yes.
Yeah. So this has a chance to be. I mean, Super Mario RPG is one of the most beloved kind of RPGs of all time, Super Nintendo games of all time, Mario games of all time, I think. Just a real classic, and I think it might get a big bump from a lot of that nostalgia, and it's a good game. So like it doesn't need to just have a nostalgia boost. It's just a really fun game to play. So, and now you can do it on the Switch.
It's such a great game. It's one of my all-time favorites. We talked greatest soundtracks earlier. This one might be like the best game soundtrack in my opinion. Great, and it's cool that you can switch between the original and the new orchestral style on the fly. And I'm excited for a whole new group of people to hopefully discover this one. Really fun, like timing mechanic. We talked Sea of Stars kind of borrowed a lot from this game. It'll be cool to go back and see the original with the just the time defense, time attack stuff was a lot of fun. And I'm so eager to see what they do. There's a hidden boss in the original that is a reference to a Final Fantasy boss, and I'm eager to see if they keep that the same or if they update that to something else. If they try to do a tie-in with, Final Fantasy VII's huge right now. I wonder if they have that up their sleeve or something, or if I'm just, honestly, if it's kept the same, that's still cool. Because they would still need, because this is Square and Nintendo teaming up to make an RPG, and this game has always been kind of like left in exile because of that. And Square broke off from Nintendo to go to the disc-based PlayStation after the Super Nintendo, and that there was a rift between those two companies for a long time, and it's cool to see them come back together and to agree to do this, honestly.
Yeah. I imagine the legalities of all that, the licensing and everything has been a mess over the years, but
yeah, because they've never added that original to NSO, and this is why. So they wanted $60 instead. So
this will be your first go around with Super Mario RPG, right, Kayla? You've never really seen
I've never played it.
Yeah.
It's really
I've
fun.
always heard really good things.
I really, for me, it was like my first RPG, my JRPG kind of experience, and the battle system mixed with the really fun story and characters. I think there's a lot of fun humor in it. I hope they fix some of the translation stuff in this. There was some weird stuff with the original, and
we expected. I mean, some.
You'd hope.
There's like even a weird reference that maybe Princess Peach had a weird toy in her throne room.
Yep.
Something they might.
Not weird, completely normal. We support.
Right. And I hope the new coat of paint makes a masterpiece even better. We'll see.
Yeah. Good call. Super Mario RPG coming to Switch November 17th, the big day of November, apparently. Mike's addition to the script was Fargo Season 5, coming to FX and I'm assuming Hulu afterwards.
Yeah.
November 21st, the 5th season of Fargo. Are you completely caught up? Have you seen all 4 previous seasons?
I almost finished 4. That one I didn't love. Chris Rock wasn't great in that. But Schwartzman was great in that. And oh man, I love her. Why can't I think of her name? Redhead Irish actress.
Jessie Buckley.
Oh yes, the Buckster. She's great in that as well. The first 3 seasons all really great. And I hope this one can go back to form for sure.
They're complete anthologies, right? Like there's no tie-in or anything. Yeah.
There are at points.
Okay.
There will be like especially tie-ins to the original film.
Sure. Okay.
It's everyone is just a new kind of thriller crime anthology story. Yeah. Someone getting in over their heads, trying to do a con or of some kind and getting mixed up in a world that they should never have entered. And they're usually just really great television for sure.
I really so this one, Juno Temple seems to be kind of the main protagonist in this one, and it reminded me of History of Violence. Have you ever seen that one with Viggo Mortensen?
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, and it seems like it's at least the kickoff of it is like this mild-mannered person who is like accosted by murderers or whatever, and she knows what she's doing with in a situation like that, and you wouldn't think so.
It seemed to be like an echo of that Fargo scene of Buscemi trying, attempting the kidnapping, but this time the kidnappee knows how to kick ass. For sure.
And we love Juno Temple in Ted Lasso. She was kind of one of the standouts in that show. And Fargo season 5's got John Hamm, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Joe Keery without his hair. That was interesting.
That magic hair.
Yeah, Lamorne Morris, Winston from New Girl. And,
Winnie the Bish. Love him.
So it looks. I like the cast. I thought the trailer was phenomenal for that, and it really makes me want to start Fargo like for the 30th time. I've been wanting to start Fargo.
Check it out, man. Check it out.
So bad. I like that movie a lot. I like the original movie, and the series is probably right up my alley. I just have never gotten around to it. So.
You're gonna like it. You're gonna like it a lot.
Yeah, I know it. So that's Fargo season 5 coming to FX Hulu on November 21st. The next day we've got Dream Scenario, the new Nick Cage film, coming to theaters. This is an A24 joint, and I've literally had a story in my mind that I've wanted to get to paper very similar to the concept of this. So I'm saying A24 or whoever wrote this stole my story is what I'm saying.
Wow.
But my idea is it'd be really cool if everyone in the world had the same dream. Like one night, everyone in the world had the same dream. This is everyone in the world keeps dreaming of Nick Cage.
Right.
Which is a phenomenal concept. I'm very excited for where this movie goes. It looks like a little bit like Beau is Afraid, a little, but just a banger concept. And I hope it's good. I like the new Nick Cage kind of renaissance that we're having a little bit, and
I like it more.
It's like peak Cage, maybe peak Latter-day Cage.
The disciples of Latter-day Cage is what I like to call it. This movie looks rad. Cage going for like a very James Lipton actors studio look.
Good call.
And like the whole world's having a collective dream of him, and it's dealing with his kind of rise to fame in that regard, because it does become like a huge story. But then also the downs of that. People don't want to dream about this guy, it seems, and they take it out on him. They think he is like the reason behind all this somehow, I think. And very kind of Charlie Kaufman like movie here. Very meta. And I want to check it out. Love A24 stuff. Got the vibes, despite how poorly I did on the category. This might be my most excited. I don't know.
Ooh, that is exciting. Kayla, you've gotten a crash course in Cage over the last couple years, I think, like between my love for the guy and
I don't love him. I don't love him.
Right. What do you think of Dream Scenario?
Watch it. I think it looks trippy as hell. I also like A24 stuff, so I'll check it out. I also do like more of the latter day Nick Cage era that we're in.
Cage. Yes, hell yeah. Yeah, he's just picking his positions better now. I don't know. I guess once you're out of debt, you can just start going back to really
doing the
actually reading
work,
reading the scripts instead of just shaking the hand right away.
Well, he was just and then he'd go out there and be Nick Cage, and now he's different Cage. I like it.
Yeah, his Nick Cage-ness mixed with crap like material, just he can't rise above that stuff that well. But when he can just be himself with a good script, with a good filmmaker, it just works. I don't know.
Some of the best.
I think adding a little comedy to it is magic too. I think he does that really well. I think being too serious and too dramatic, like he does that, but it's a little goofy. And I think this is going to be like goofy. This is like a little sad old man, like getting hit on, you know, he's like confused about what the fuck's going on.
Right, yeah, people are having, you know, all different kinds of dreams, good ones and like nightmarish ones, and his interactions with his so-called fans is going to be, I think, a lot of comedy potential for sure.
Yeah, I think it'll be really interesting
performance. So.
Awesome. I think he's finally in on the joke. I think that's the real like thing here with his career and everything else. I think we had a solid maybe almost 20 years where like he's an actor. I'm an Oscar winner, right? Like I'm a Coppola, and I don't know if he was always in on the joke.
I think he has been, but the joke had to finish for him. Like it just wouldn't end. And finally it ended, and he can look like, that was funny, wasn't it? When I made The Witch's Apprentice and all that whatever dumb shit. Like,
but he also has Renfield that we haven't checked out.
Renfield's fun. Like Renfield compared to some of that other that early 2010 stuff that he was putting out. It's great that he could do Oscar worthy stuff, Pig, horror stuff, comedy, poke fun at, with that, what was that movie he did with Pedro Pascal, Massive Talent.
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Yeah. That movie's great. That movie's so good.
Right. He's doing so many different weird things, and they're all, he gets his own John Wick thing, which might be decent, like he's still working the same clip, but he's just making better stuff. And it's great.
Welcome to the Nick Cage cast, guys. Good. It's been good. November 22nd, Dream Scenario coming to theaters. Also, November 22nd, Napoleon coming to theaters. I'm going to probably spoil the end of this. I think this is my most anticipated.
Yeah.
This is Sir Ridley Scott directing. Probably should be Sir Joaquin Phoenix at this point, and Dame Vanessa Kirby someday.
I don't think that's how that works. I think just be third like that.
If Ridley Scott wants them to, I think he can. It's a movie about Napoleon. It's an epic historical war drama. The thing that that no one does better than Ridley Scott. And I'm just incredibly excited. I really like Joaquin Phoenix. He was wonderful, like burst on the scene, at least for me, in Gladiator, a Ridley Scott film. And we talked about Vanessa Kirby earlier as like she's phenomenal, and at least according to the description, I don't know that the trailer does very, very well on this. It's told through her lens, Josephine, the Empress, Napoleon's like wife and fellow ruler of that time. The trailer doesn't seem to do that. I don't know, but at least that's what the description looks like. Either way, as long as she gets to cook, and so does Joaquin Phoenix, I'm gonna love it. It looks great. It looks like there's gonna be these epic battles and everything else. And I've always been interested to learn more about Napoleon. I know he was like a short dude who started a bunch of wars and conquered like Egypt and he was really good at shooting cannons. And he was exiled and then came back. And I know the touch points, but I know nothing about Josephine as an example, so I'm hoping we can get into that. I think this one's a long one again.
I was going to ask, you're not going to hold out for the Scott cut, the 5-hour fucking version?
I mean, I'll watch it again. I've done it with Kingdom of Heaven, and I'll do it with this one. I'll have Kayla.
He says
buy
it
me
exists.
a DVD.
He says it's coming. So
can't wait. Yeah, but no, I got to be there day one on this one. You got any love for Napoleon, Mike?
Ridley Scott. I mean, he just keeps pumping out great movies in his 80s, and I kind of have season tickets for Joaquin. Because he just makes great picks, great interesting choices.
And again, even better and better the later and later that he's gone into his acting career.
Yeah. And another kind of similar to Nick Cage. He was in on the joke thing for a while with that weird persona he was putting on with the documentary he was making. But then he was like, I was just kidding. I'm a great actor. Here I am. And, you mentioned Gladiator. Really cool to see him. Scott put him back in the Gilded Crown thing. Gladiator, huge Gladiator vibes there. I was thinking of seeing Killers of the Flower Moon maybe tomorrow, which is another 3-something hour movie. I don't know. I don't know if I would have another marathon like that, because this seems like I'm going to rent it someday. I'm going to watch half of it and then watch the second.
I want to say they're both Apple produced, maybe? Like you might be able to do like a 7-hour back-to-back run of them if you wanted to. Wait till they come on Apple.
I don't want to do that. But thank you for the suggestion.
Yeah. Kayla, how are you feeling? Just about 4 days. You're gonna have to sit with right next to me watching 3.5 hours of Napoleon.
I'm in. I got season tickets to Ridley Scott too. I like. It's a very Ridley Scott movie. You can tell by the trailers. So I'm always impressed with those movies. Sometimes. Like, I wasn't blown away by The Last Duel, but I liked things about it. Probably was too long, so there's that to be expected, but there's good stuff in it. Right. There's good stuff.
It seems like there's more than one duel here.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff. So that's Napoleon coming to theaters November 22nd, and then Echo's coming to Disney Plus November 29th, and and that's the end of November, right?
We felt like we should put it on the list, but
any thoughts about Echo whatsoever?
I did not. Why did they give this character their own thing? It's a side character in one of the worst Marvel shows. This seems to just be a setup for Daredevil, which could have been exciting, but you hear
She-Hulk was that
trouble. Production-wise, that show isn't doing well. So
it's just so sad.
Yeah, this could have been like, just put this away. Put this as Batgirl, like shit. Like, why did you guys have to release this? I don't know.
I really liked Hawkeye, but this was the worst part about it, and it makes no sense to me to
give
double
us the
down and
new show. Like, come on, jeez.
Right, sure.
Yeah, I'd be into that. Echo, I mean, what can we say that we already haven't? It would be hilarious. I want, for the memes of it all, I want Echo to be wonderful. That would be just great if it's just like the Marvel's return to form, Echo on Disney Plus. But there's just zero chance of that being a thing. So
yeah, I think you're right.
Hopefully, it doesn't do any lasting damage that already hasn't been done by the last 3 years of Marvel. But that's November 2023, and we've got to wrap it up by saying, what are we most exciting for? Kayla, I'll let you start. What are you most excited for in November 2023?
There's a lot of stuff that I'm super interested in, but there's not really a holy shit, man.
Right.
I really can't wait for that because I'll let you have yours. Gosh, and I don't want to say the Marvels because I'm so scared. I'm scared.
Do it.
I'm gonna say the Marvels.
I've got high hopes.
Yeah.
I hope that's real.
I'm looking. I'm really gonna put good energy towards it, and we'll take it away.
I like it.
I hope it's good.
If I have to have a backup from Napoleon, I've already spoken a million words on Napoleon. It's probably I guess it's probably Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, because Kayla's never seen Scott Pilgrim. It's been a while for me as well, and I like this as we could watch that old movie if we wanted to, or we could just watch this cool anime, and that's a cool thing. So I'll say Scott Pilgrim Takes Off.
I'm excited. Like Kayla said, there's a lot of equally kind of excitement level stuff here with the Killer, with WarioWare, with Mario RPG, but I don't know, just seeing that trailer for Dream Scenario, that just wow, I had no idea this was coming out, and it looks really neat, and I love Nick Cage, and yeah, I'm excited for that. That's my number one.
So those are the ones for November 2023: Dream Scenario, Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, and The Marvels. And that's episode 144. Don't listen to before Eric, who said episode 143 was 144. This is episode 144 of the Machine of Nonsense. Check us out. We're all over the place: social media, YouTube, X, Facebook. We've got our Monstars fan page on there. Drop us a line. We didn't get to an email, and I don't feel like pulling up my list of emails, so we'll get to one on episode 145. Hit us up, and your email could be read. So we're machineofnonsense@gmail.com. We love hearing from you guys. And I guess that's it, right? Like and subscribe, do all those nice things. We could use the boost. Tell a friend, right? Do it. Episode 144, wrapping up. We are getting out of here, and we're saying goodbye.
Bye.
So Luigi.